Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Shannon Ashley here, and today we're talking all about Coachella. So I went to Coachella. It is the year 2019. I didn't just get back. It's Thursday. Coachella was last weekend, and they're also having Coachella this weekend. But I thought I would give you guys like a little vlog and a little behind the scenes. It's gonna actually be a lot of behind the scenes, more so than the vlog, but you know, I'll show you guys the footage of like pretty much like the morning, and then we'll talk about like the acts we saw and everything else in between. I feel like a lot of this little like sniffly stuff is I'm sick, but I feel like, let me know what you guys think about this. You guys think it's a shirt or like a blazer? It's actually a pajama shirt, but I thought it kind of had the Coachella vibes. So this is my second time going to Coachella, and what I noticed the first time, which wasn't too much of like a shocker for me because I grew up in predominantly, you know, white schools. So Coachella is overwhelmingly white, and I feel like most of the people that review Coachella are, nothing wrong with that, but I'm just saying like this is a perspective from a person of. Now okay, so now that that's out of the way, let us carry on. So this is my second time at Coachella. I went last year. So excited to go, and BeyChella was intense. I will show you guys. So BeyChella just came out with the Netflix one, and I haven't watched it yet because I wanted to do kind of like a mukbang, watching it with you guys. I'm still trying to figure out how to do that, but I went to BeyChella weekend 2. So weekend 2 I feel like doesn't have the same feel as like weekend 1, because weekend 1 was just like so like no one's seen this before, they haven't done this yet, like everything was fresh. So this is my first time going weekend 1, and truth be told guys, like I didn't necessarily want to go to Coachella this year. One of my friends texted me, all this is on my blog by the way, like I wrote all this out, so I'm not going to go into too much. Maybe I will, I don't know. But one of my friends texted me, she's like, hey, I got you a ticket for 2 nights for $120. So I was like, all right, I'm there. So then I hopped in the car with my other friends and we just went. And weekend 1 night, or day 1, was the night I really wanted to go because I wanted to see Diplo, I wanted to see Childish Gambino, and I really wanted to see LMA, however you say her name. But we ended up not even like getting to see her. But those are the people like I really wanted to see the whole weekend. So I was like, yes, I'll just go weekend 1 and I'll figure out the rest of the weekend. Like everything was kind of like, I'll figure it out. So the first time, we're not gonna talk about the first time I went to Coachella, we're just gonna talk about this time. So we left LA at about, well, the LA area about 12:30ish, and then we got out there around like 3:30ish. So normally it takes like 2 hours to get out there, but because of the extra traffic, of course, it took 3. So we got food, we got ready, and then we headed to Coachella. We took the shuttle, and this is my first time taking the shuttle, and I would never do it again, but I'm happy I did take the shuttle. I don't know if like the shuttle's different from Palm Springs to other hotels, but the Palm Springs shuttle on the way back was insane. Like I felt like we were never gonna get home, and I was like in this different type of world, and I didn't do, you know, the weird stuff people do at Coachella. I was like chilling that night, and you know, had a little drink, but none of that extra stuff. But the shuttle made me feel like I was never getting home, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I cannot do this again. So the first night we took the shuttle, and I will insert video from before when we got on the shuttle. So when we first got to, I'll insert video here when we first got to Palm Springs. Alright guys, so we just got to Palm Springs, and Alexa is getting it. She was the lovely driver. I can't believe I'm here guys. I'm really not supposed to be here. It's a whole nother story. But this is our hotel. We're staying at Alcazar. I keep wanting to call it Alcatraz. But yeah, let's go. Alright guys, we are Coachella ready. I'm wearing Shanice's shirt, she's so clutch, and these little shorts. And then Alexa's outfit is super cute. And Shanice's too. And we're going to Coachella! Okay, I'm still good. And then after that we went to another hotel in Palm Desert, which is closer to Coachella, to meet up with my other friend who gave me the wristband. And then after that we went to Coachella. So this was the first time I actually went to Coachella at night, and I actually really liked going just at night rather than going during the day. I don't know, like, I don't know if it's something about black people where we just like the nighttime, probably because it's not that much like sun, but it just felt like it's way cooler and it's just a different vibe going at night versus going during the day. So I'll insert all the video footage of all the performances. I'll probably do it like as I talk now. I will say I didn't really do the sideways ones because I was like, nobody cares. Like, unless you're showing me really good quality video of like the set, nobody wants to see, like, you know, like when you're clicking through Snapchat, like it's cool, but after that, like, nobody cares about like the video. I don't know, this is my opinion. But okay, so Diplo's set, like, Diplo, I feel like I like him as an EDM artist because he has like, I saw another song where it's like, he gonna play booty twerking music this time, which he didn't, but I like Diplo because he does like a good mix. This time there was not a mix of like hip hop. I think he played T-Shirt by Migos, but we were like already leaving. Other than that, it was like straight EDM, which was really weird for him, for me. But yeah, Diplo is good. And then Childish Gambino, everyone was saying like how good of a performance it was. I thought otherwise. He did not play his good songs until the very end, and we were already leaving because we were like over it. Like, people's feet were hurting. That's another thing, guys. Wear sneakers or boots, like flat boots to Coachella. Never wear like heels, in my opinion. So yeah, people's feet were hurting, and yeah, we were like, Childish, play like This Is America or 3005 or we're leaving, and he didn't, so we just bounced. Editing the video right now, and I cannot believe I forgot to mention Janelle Monáe. She was so amazing, so I'm gonna insert her video right here. That's when we walked, like, felt like a mile and a half to get to the shuttle. Like, that's another thing too about Coachella, you guys, like, you will be walking so much. It's like a lot of walking and a lot of crowds. And so yeah, then we walked all the way to the shuttle, and then when you get to the shuttle, you have to like walk in all the, it's like you're at Disneyland now, and then you got to get on the shuttle, and then the shuttle has all these curtains so you can't see. But like after Coachella, like they closed down the whole town and like forced everyone to like go on the outskirts of the town. So like the bus had to do that, and then our hotel was like 40 minutes away, so like it literally felt like we weren't getting home. But other than that, day one was fun. You're like, that does not sound like fun, Shannon. But other than that, day one was really fun, you know, like just the fact that I got to go when I did not think I was gonna go at all was just so mind-blowing, and like how I got the ticket, like I was just so hyped day one. So yeah, day two. All right, you guys, so it is a day two of Coachella. Guys, this is just such a mess for me. I don't even have a ticket for day two and day three. So right now we're just lounging by the pool. I have my swimsuit on. This is the one from the Walmart video. I just sucked it in for you guys. The room is a complete mess. I'm not gonna show you. But yeah, so I'm trying to like hustle on Snapchat. No, I need to post Snapchat on Instagram and Twitter for someone to sell me or give me a ticket. We'll see. But yesterday was really fun, kind of crazy. I will divulge into that probably like in a little bit. I'm gonna take you guys out to the pool. Friends, it's pool time. Got the towel. Ready? 3, 2, 1. How are you enjoying Palm Springs, Shanice? This isn't the best lighting. Or is it because of my glasses?
It's a vibe.
Oh.
It's a vibe. She want a vibe. I want a picture right there.
Good one. How are you enjoying Palm Springs, Alexa?
It's amazing.
They keep saying we should do this more often, but I'm like, Palm Springs is like Palmdale.
Is it though? I don't feel like I'm in Palmdale.
No, there's not this out there in
Palmdale
Palmdale.
gives me a sense of dread that I need to like get out of there within 4 hours.
You too? Oh, look at the background too.
Yeah, that's really cute too.
There's so many. I've never worn glasses like these before. Okay, guys.
It's a vibe. Tiny
Wait, we have to do
glasses
this side. Let's open up the
tiny glasses.
Alexa, over here. Alright, guys. Day 3, Coachella.
Day 3.
I'm sorry, day 2. Let's get to Sunday.
Sheesh,
We're headed to
yet.
a day party where we can't even use our phones. Hopefully we get in. But
Ooh, you had to be there.
look, everyone has to see Shanice's outfit. It's super cute. I don't know if you guys can see the rhinestones, but it's so cute. And then she has the cute jeans. And then Alexa started with her Converse and her bomb bathing suit and hair. And I just last minute packed. So
And she just looks bomb. But she's still bomb.
she looks gorgeous. Let's go. So day 2, I didn't have a ticket at all, or I didn't have a wristband at all because I had to give it back to my friend because I only bought it for like one night. So I didn't know. So Coachella is cool, but like, have you guys heard about the parties? Like, I didn't even know Coachella had parties. Like, I knew like celebrities would go and stuff, but like what I learned this year was half of the stuff you see on Instagram isn't even Coachella. Like, real Coachella is like your, you know, pictures of like the Ferris wheel and the Rainbow Tower and food and like music, of course, and then everyone looks busted because you're like drinking, you're in the sun, and all these people are on drugs. So like at night when you're walking through crowds, like people's eyes are like bugged out. It's just like and there's so many people, it's so overwhelming. But if you like crowds, like crowds don't bother me, so I can like deal with it. And I really like going to Coachella for like the music. Like, guys, I didn't even have enough time. I had an hour to pack for a 3-day festival weekend. Like, I didn't have time to do my hair. I will show you guys a picture of my hair on day 3. I didn't have time to do my hair. Like, I was kind of on one of these hair weeks where it was like just make it to the end of the week. Like, my ponytail was dirty, it was becoming stiff. My friends were like, we're going to Coachella. Like, I did not have time to like do anything. Like, my outfits were very plain Jane. Like, so back to day 2. So day 2, I did not have a ticket, but we realized that one of our other group of friends was like, hey, there's going to be a bunch of parties, because they weren't going to go to any more party, or they weren't going to go back to Coachella. They were just going to do parties, which mind blowing. Like, I did not know parties were a thing for Coachella. So the night before, there was some party, like the Nylon Party, which I had never even heard of, but apparently it's really cool. We didn't go to that because it was just too late, and we were just trying to go to bed because that whole shuttle experience. But then during the day, so the night before, we heard about this Adidas party called like You Had to Be There. And I've gone to Adidas parties in LA, and I haven't been like overwhelmingly like surprised. So I was kind of like, you know, downplaying it, like I think this is gonna be like the do-over, which is okay. But like, it was one of those parties where you can't take your phone in, and I was kind of like iffy about that. Or you can't have your phone, and what else? Like, it was all like no address, like you had to be sent the address. So the night before, we got on the wait list, and I didn't think we were actually gonna get it. But the next day, I was in the bathroom, and I was like, let me check my email. And then I saw I got on, so I was like yelling at my friends and texting my other friends. I was like, guys, like, reply back, like, we got invited to the party. So fast forward like a few hours later, we decided to drive to Coachella. We decided to drive to Coachella, and then we were gonna Uber from Coachella to the party, which was not the best idea. I mean, it could have been, but like, Coachella is very, very like logistically planned out. So like, Ubering and like parking is like a whole nother story. Let me know if you guys want tips and tricks for Coachella. But like, you cannot Uber from the place, and you cannot get an Uber from like the side of the road. Like, you have to go to these like Uber designated places. And those places, like, it's just like crazy. It's gonna take like an extra 20 to 30 minutes to get out. So not recommended, especially with all these crazy Lyft stories. But like, we walked out of Coachella, and let me just say one thing else. The black people there were so nice. Like, I did not have one bad experience, and I feel like I keep saying this, but like, I feel like lately, after like, you know, like Black Panther and like Nipsey Hussle, like black people are really like coming together and wanting to unite, and I 100% felt that this past weekend, so that was cool. Anyways, back to this. So we were like walking out, and we were like, oh my gosh, like, I completely forgot that you could not Lyft just away. And I was like, all right, well, let's just walk to the Lyft place. So then as we're walking out, these like black guys gave us water bottles, and like, we're like, cool, like, because it was really hot. And then I hope like this is making sense, it's not all over the place. So from there, like we're like walking down the lift and we're like, oh my gosh, like we have to go all the way down there. And my friend's like, hey, that guy has like an Uber, like maybe he'll just pick us up. So like I literally like hitchhiked, like with a little sign up. He was like, hey, if you guys have cash, like you guys can pay me. And like at the time, like we were just like, oh, like let's just do it. Like, but it probably wasn't one of our smartest moves because like we weren't connected to an app and it was just like getting in a stranger's car. So I don't recommend, and I might not even put this in the video. But anyways, we got a lift over to the place, and it was just like this huge house. I'm gonna put the picture or like a screenshot of the resort. It's called like Zindara or something like that. And there's like this like all these signs like private event, no parking, like drop off only. So we get dropped off and it's like this huge pretty green lawn. Like the lawn, Coachella doesn't even have green grass, so this place was like nice. So like you stand in line and then they give you these little pouches to put your phone in, and then you go inside, and then when you walk in there's like Bentleys and like just huge house and like open bar. You had to pay for food. The tacos there were amazing. They had like an Urban Decay booth, and then like it was the most amazing like party for free I've ever been to. Just like the vibe and the scene of it. And then there was like all these like people that are like famous, and I feel like there's a whole nother side of like famous people that like we couldn't see. And when I say famous, like it was just like people, like some people recognized and some people didn't. So like I noticed like a couple YouTubers were there, and I actually got to talk to them a little bit, but my friends were like, who's that? So it's just like people that are like famous, but you know. And then yeah, so that was insane. So we stayed there from like 2 to 6 or so, and then back to Coachella. So at this point I'm like, dang, how am I gonna get a wristband? So somehow, some way, one of the guys that was at the party I ran into when I was trying to get in, and I was like, hey, do you happen to have an extra wristband I can buy? And he was like, yeah. So then bada boom bada bam, bought the wristband, which it was just all crazy how this happened, guys, because like now to park to get into Coachella, like you have to roll down your window and show the wristband. So like I was kind of like able to finesse that because I didn't have one, but like that whole thing was crazy. So anyways, we're now on to day 2 at the festival. We get there like 6 or 7 at night. We go to the bathroom and get food. The pad, okay, one thing guys, I'm not going to tell you where, but I'm going to say that Coachella is not all porta potty bathrooms. Thank me later, but there are regular bathrooms that are actually really clean. That's all I'll say. But yeah, we go to the clean bathrooms and then we go and get food. The pad thai there, you guys, is so like, you guys, if you ever go, you have to get the pad thai. So we got food, and then who played the second night? I really wanted to see Wiz Khalifa, so I'm trying to think if we saw anyone before him though. I honestly can't remember, and some of the stuff, you guys, I don't remember. It's in my blog. So yeah, we saw Wiz Khalifa, who was super amazing. One of the people I actually wanted to like really see. He brought out baby Sebastian, I hope that's his name. And it was just so cute. And he played like hit after hit after hit. Like, one thing I don't like about festivals is that it's so many artists, and a lot of them wait till the very end to play their jams. And it's like, oh, like I could be this other artist listening to like music I actually know. And like sometimes they'll drop albums right before, and you're like, dude, I didn't come here to hear some stuff like I don't know the words to. Like, I want to hear what I know, you know? So I feel like that happened a lot, but I was so happy that Wiz Khalifa did not do that this time. So after Wiz, we got out of the crowd because it was just too big, and then we went, we watched like Kid Cudi on the outside, which like I didn't have to see, and I was kind of like ready to go home because Coachella gets really cold at night, guys. Like, always bring a jacket. It gets freezing at night. So yeah, I feel like I'm talking a lot, and I hope I'm not talking in circles. Yeah, day 3 was the day that we actually got there during the daytime, and we took a whole bunch of cute pictures. And day 3 we saw Rico Nasty first, and she's like, I wish I knew her music. She's actually really cool. Like, I like her, and her crowd was super insane. I was like, oh, like I should start listening to her music at the gym. So we saw Rico Nasty, and we were super close. And then I really wanted to see SOB X, whatever the heck their name is. So we went over there, and my friends weren't like, they were kind of like over it. So like at one point we separated. And that's another thing too, guys, is like not everyone wants to do the same thing. Like everyone has their own vision about like their Coachella experience. So like if you decide to go, like just know like you might want to do, like you and your friend are excited to go, but you might have one thing in mind and they might have something in mind. So like it's either a compromise or you're okay to separate. And I feel like we were like, me and my group of friends were like okay doing both. Like I was okay being by myself, and one of my friends was okay being by herself. But like the biggest thing is like, because there's times when like everyone's on their phone, so it's just like being patient with your phone to like get through, and then always having like a meetup spot, like in case your phone's not working, like where are we gonna meet if we can't find each other? So that's a tip right there. So they left, and then Playboy Cardi comes on, you guys. So Playboy Cardi is the one that I'm not even gonna embarrass myself and try to like really whatever, but he does that, and I thought, I was like, okay, like it's another black guy, like he's just gonna play some rap songs. Oh my gosh, you guys, no. It was like when he first started his set, he was like, open that up, like open that ass up, and I was like, oh my gosh, like what is he talking about, you know? Like, because guys, like I got a ponytail on, you know, and at this point it was still a ponytail. So then he starts enticing this wild crowd of like crazy fraternity boys. Like some boys literally brought like their Pike flag and was like waving it during his set, but like this wild crowd of like fraternity boys unites, and they just make like these huge mosh pits, and I was like, why? So I did not leave the mosh pit because I really wanted to see, like I really wanted to see YG. I wanted a really good spot for him. So I survived a mosh pit this weekend, and thanks to these like 3 black girls, because this ponytail started like to lift, and I was like, my biggest fear was like, what if this ponytail goes like missing, you know? So yeah, they like wrapped my ponytail around, and that's just when like Coachella starts getting real like nasty, because like everybody's sweating and it's hot, and like it's just dust everywhere. So yeah, survived that. YG was amazing, like just hit after hit after hit, and so many Nipsey Hussle. Like it was kind of like sentimental, like we were having, like us as a crowd were all having like a moment together, because like you could just like see he was still mourning, and like a lot of people were like still really sad about it too. And it's also crazy because, you know, he's like a black artist and there's so many white people there. So when he played his FDT song, I didn't notice it, but my friends noticed. Like a whole bunch of people turned around, like they were that, like they were just, okay, I don't know what happened. But he had like a really full crowd, so it was like crazy that there was like that divide right there, you know? Like I'm telling you guys, it's overwhelmingly this, so just be like, have that in your mind. So yeah, after that, like things just started getting crazy. Like we went to see her, oh no, we went to see Khalid, and then we went to see her. And then I knew I wanted to leave early before Ariana Grande, just because like, oh my gosh, she brings a big crowd, and I was like, Sunday and Monday traffic are the worst. So like, we saw a little bit of Ariana, enough for her to bring out NSYNC, and then we pieced out of Coachella and we went home. We left Palm Springs around 11:45, got home at 2, woke up, coughing my lungs out. I've been blowing my nose like crazy, but it was all worth it, guys. So that was my Coachella weekend. I don't think Coachella is as glamorous as people make it on the internet, and it was just so nice to go to a party where no phones were allowed, because Coachella is so overwhelmingly like narcissistic. Like everyone's kind of just there for the Instagram pictures, and it's like an event where it's like you kind of have to like suffer through it. Like your feet hurt, like you were tired. Like I remember the first or second night, like it hurt to lift my arm because my body was so tired. But like I really like the music artist at, like, I wasn't too crazy thrilled about the lineup at first, but when I got there I was like, oh my gosh, like I really want to see these artists. So like I felt like because I wasn't able to get like I didn't have time to like make a super fashionable like, you know, outfits for the weekend, like I just was like so focused on the like artist part. So that's like what I really liked about Coachella. Some people really go like, you know, to make fashion statements and like just take pictures and be there. So just know like there's so many people, so many different agendas. The crowds are like overwhelmingly like absurd. Like it's so, I think there's like 100,000 or 150,000 people there. So like that's just a huge thing about Coachella. Like you want to be prepared. I have like my Coachella essentials and my Amazon list listed below. But yeah, Coachella is a good time. Just wanted to give you guys some perspective from like a from a person of color. I didn't know these party things existed. So next year, I keep thinking like Coachella is so far off, but it's also like tomorrow, like the whole thing happens again, but I'm not going back tomorrow. Next year, I would definitely go again. I think Coachella is all about like who you go with and also like about the music, but just like making sure like you're prepared. So like having your bandana, having your water backpack, like all of that extra stuff like really helps when you get there, because when you're there it's kind of like, whew, I'm gonna be here for a minute because I gotta get my money's worth, you know, especially for the amount of money you spend. Like I think it's just important that like you're comfortable with like voicing what you want to do and like doing what you want to do. So it's a great time, great experience, but if you don't like crowds, the heat and all that, I don't know if it's necessarily for you. But yeah, that's like my Coachella experience from this year. Next year I will most likely go back. I definitely want to check out some more parties because I think as a 26-year-old person, like that's more of my scene than being there all day sweating out my face and my edges in the sun. Had a really great time, still recovering 5 days away, but let me know your guys' Coachella experience down in the bottom, and if you guys think you guys would ever go, and let me know what other festivals you guys are interested in going into this year. I don't know if I'm ready to do another festival, still trying to recover from this one, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.